Hello, my name is Candice Fenton. This is my literature-based thematic unit for EDU351 at Lees-McRae University. My literature-based thematic unit is on diversity and individual uniqueness throughout subjects. This tackles the North Carolina Standard 3.02, Value of Having Diversity in the Classroom, 3.03, Demonstration of Interpersonal Communication Skills, and 3.04, Compassion for All Living Things, People, and Property. I wanted to do this thematic unit in a unique and different way by introducing students to diversity in other ways than them seeing them as a handicap or a physical disability or difference. I want them to recognize that sometimes being an outsider is okay, and students just need to recognize that their unique individuality and not to be ashamed of their uniqueness, that they should embrace their differences because this just may be how they excel in life through their unique talents. I plan on doing this by integrating different forms of literature into 3 different content areas: language arts, math, and music, all while showing students that these people that I want to show them in the 3 different content areas are all different in some sort of way, and they use this to their advantage. I'll do this while incorporating the 3 different subject areas: language arts, math, and music. For my language arts lesson, I used the book Westlandia by Paul Fisher. This book is about a little boy named Wesley who is slightly different than other people. He doesn't have things in common with the other little boys and girls in school. He doesn't like sports. He doesn't like certain foods. He also is even different from his parents. Throughout the book, he decides to create his own civilization and creates new languages, new sports, and all along the way he starts to make different friends. By the end of the book, of course, Wesley has become the hero and no longer has any friends. No longer doesn't have any friends. The learner will make connections through the use of oral language, written language, and media and technology by reading this book. The first standard, of course, we'll cover is the Diversity Standard 3.02, identifying and discussing similarities and differences. I will also use the Language Arts Study 3.03 to identify and discuss similarities and differences in events and characters within and across selections and support them by referencing the text that has been written. For this standard, for the language arts standards, the students will be expected to read with fluency and comprehend the fiction and nonfiction. They will be able to apply strategies and flexibility by recognizing words, learning new words through construction and context clues. They will expand vocabulary through wide reading, word study, and discussion. We will use active listening skills and effective oral communication skills throughout the lesson. We will apply grammar, language, across and communicate information ideas, and we will apply comprehension strategies and skills through the use of an assessment tool that I have to make sure that the children understand different vocabulary words within the story. We will also be doing short comprehension questions. So once again, we're not only using our North Carolina standards for language arts, but also using our diversity standards as well. The learning objective for the language art lesson using the book Westlandia by Paul Fisher will be for students who will be able to listen as the teacher reads out loud and stopping to make predictions, connections, and decode vocabulary. After the students have completed the lessons, I want them to be able to say that they can read a story and complete questions based on the story. They can empathize with characters within the story. They can use context clues to understand vocabulary and can understand that differences is what makes us special and that diversity is something to be proud of. I also want them to be able to empathize with Wesley and recognize themselves in the main character of the story. For my diversity lesson in math, I use of course, the Healthy Living Standard, once again, 3.03, 3.04, and 3.02, demonstrate how to effectively and respectfully express opinions that differ from others. The learner will develop healthy and effective interpersonal communication and relationship skills. The learner will use and understand with the math lesson, the competency goal is the 4.01. The learner will understand the statistical process and probability concepts and will be able to collect, organize, represent, and analyze data using various representations, tables, and bar graphs. I will start the lesson and I will read the book, The Odd Boy Out, Young Albert Einstein by Don Brown. This is an early kind of biography about Albert Einstein and how he grew up as a boy who didn't speak until the age of 3, who was an outsider, was different from the other little boys and girls in school. I will also have the students watch 2 short videos on Albert Einstein and Isaac Newton, and I will also have them refer to the Who Was Isaac Newton. We will have some inserts on some worksheets that will be different biography information on Sir Isaac Newton. And to complete the math portion of the lesson, I will have them complete a Venn diagram based on some biography information on Albert Einstein and Sir Isaac Newton, and have them compare and contrast the two. This will help the students recognize similarities and differences between these 2 figures. I will also be helping the students complete this Venn diagram within the classroom, because for their independent study that I'll be using for homework for this lesson and for the next lesson is then for to complete a Venn diagram using themselves as a subject matter, and then some of the other people that are considered different. When through filling out their Venn diagram, they will be understanding that they will have some things that are similar with these people and some things that are different. That will also cover the math standard of collecting, organizing, and representing data, including, Venn diagrams, tables, and bar graphs. After the end of this lesson, we will have a short reflective discussion about what we learned. I will point out that Einstein, Newton, and Wesley, once again, are all outsiders. I will also have them discuss their Venn diagrams and explain the homework assignment, like I said, about them putting themselves in that Venn diagram this time. If at all possible, we will go over the Venn diagrams the next day before we start the next diversity lesson, which will be on music. For this North Carolina 3rd grade standard, the study of music is accumulative and sequential to include learning from previous grade levels. The focus areas for the learning at this level will include demonstrating appropriate expressive and technical vocabulary for music, demonstrating and understanding rhythmic accuracy, reading and notating rhythm and melody patterns, developing skills on improvising, composing, and arranging music, developing listening and analyzing and evaluating these skills, developing an understanding of music into the relation of history, culture, and other context areas, and showing respect for the efforts of others. The objective for this lesson will be that the students will have learned about Wolfgang Mozart and his music, and will correlate his talents with being diverse and different. I will want the students, after they're completed with this lesson, to be able to say that they will understand the life of Mozart and his contributions to the music, that he will understand his talent for the music and what made him different than others. They will be able to identify and explain the characteristics of Mozart's music, and will make inferences to Mozart's talents is what made him diverse and unique. As you see, this is a different way to do a thematic unit. I wanted them to be able to grasp real subject matter and be able to see themselves in possibly real people in real situations. I've also included some other reference material that they can use. Of course, we didn't go through the whole biographies of these two right here. They're quite long. We just use excerpts, but the students are more than welcome in my student library to go read them and learn more about them. The Explored People and Places also has information about not only Einstein, Mozart, and Isaac Newton, but other famous people, other musicians, other scientists that they can expand their knowledge on for what they started. And I also have What's So Great About Mozart. This is a book explaining how Mozart was a child prodigy, how he stood out and was different from the other students. Once again, correlating all these books to being different and how being different can sometimes actually work out to your benefit. Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate it. Have